We're going on a cruise to the Bahamas and we're booking through Costco. I booked a 4 night cruise with Royal Caribbean to go to the Bahamas for my family of four, and I had to share with you how the trip went and give you a quick little overview as well as a price breakdown. But before we do that, let's check our bags. So we flew into Miami from YYZ here in Canada, and what we did was just check our bags upon arriving at the port, and the bag check guys ensured that our bags made it to our stateroom floor. We actually stayed on the seventh floor, which is midship and perfect for those who get seasick, as you'll feel less motion on an inside stateroom. So we're gonna check our bags and follow the crowd to board Allure of the Seas. This was my family's first time cruising together, and we had absolutely no idea what we were doing. So I thought it'd be super helpful to kind of share the ins and outs of just what actually goes on in your short stay, because 4 days on a cruise, or 4 nights, I should say, is not nearly enough time. Going on a cruise, you'll notice it's like a floating city, and what I like is how accessible it is to get on and off the ship, which is great because whenever it's time to board, it's definitely a long process. And we will be making 2 stops on our cruise to Nassau and Perfect Day CocoCay. So just wanted to share with you what it's like walking in. You're just following a tunnel, you can't make the wrong turn, and then before you know it, you're on board Allure of the Seas. On day one, we had 2 missions and 2 missions only. Number one was finding food. We were starving and we couldn't wait to eat because we've heard nothing but amazing things about the food on any Royal Caribbean cruise. So as you walk onto the ship, you'll notice it's an open area. There's lots of shops. That pizza place we just passed is the best place to eat, and they're open late. So if you party at night, you can definitely grab a bite to eat before you go to bed. So here's a quick overview of what it looks like the moment you walk in. Again, if you're new to Royal Caribbean, you won't know where to go, but just find an elevator, try to get to a higher level so you can see where you are, see where everything is, and that's exactly what we did. Our goal was to head to the main dining so we can get something to eat, and then we were going to find our room, and then we are going to go swimming. That's all we wanted to do on day one, and we did exactly that. So upon going into the main dining, you have to wash your hands. The staff is really good about making sure that everyone cleans their hands before they go eat. They actually say wishy-washy, and I love that. It's stuck in my head until this day, and it's been months since we've gone on the cruise. So when you're in the main dining hall, you'll notice there's a lot of entertainment, a lot of food, and the staff is just super friendly. So whenever they play the song Danza Kuduro, the staff comes around and dances, greets us. They're just so excited that we're there. And if you're not into food, you just want to see where you're at, a lot of guests are actually all the way up to the 15th floor watching to see the ship take sail. And just like that, on day one, we're setting sail to head to the Bahamas. So our first stop is Nassau, Bahamas, which is the main city, and here we woke up to rainbows, beautiful skies, amazing weather. And because we wanted a full day in Nassau, we were sure to wake up early and get breakfast so we can really explore and take our time throughout the day. So these are what the amazing views are looking like. Nassau is absolutely beautiful. I spent so much time just looking and taking in all the views before I left the ship. I just couldn't believe that we got here and I didn't feel the ship moving overnight. We were traveling in the summer, so the weather again was absolutely beautiful, and we explored the main city. I was really impressed by how clean the streets were and just how many tourist attractions there were nearby. Obviously, Bahamas makes a lot of money with cruise ships coming in and out on a daily basis. So it's just nice to see how clean the streets are and just so much that you can do. We spent our day at the beach and I unplugged and stayed away from my phone and any devices while I was there. And before you know it, it's time to head back on board. On day two, we arrived at Perfect Day CocoCay. The locals call it CocoCay, even though us in Canada might say CocoCay. This is what the view looks like from the ship. It's absolutely beautiful. If you didn't know, CocoCay is a private island that is owned by Royal Caribbean. So only Royal Caribbean cruise ships are allowed to port here, and it's just a day of fun. They feed you like burgers, hot dogs, tacos, and salads. So you don't have to worry about bringing food with you or buying any food while you're here at CocoCay. And then you head back on board to enjoy more of the amenities that you have on the ship. And as you can see, Allure of the Seas is one of the bigger ships compared to others that I saw while we were there. Some of the other ships had a longer cruise time while ours had a shorter time, and we had a lot of people on ours. So here we have our cruise neighbors on Vision of the Seas, and when we got back on board, we dropped off all of our stuff and I had to go ahead and hit the lower deck to go for an evening walk. I love this trail because you can run on the trail, you can walk on the trail, but I also love the little sayings that are on the top. It just helps keep things a little bit more interesting. And just in case you're curious, this trail goes around the entire ship. And I recommend waking up as early as you can to catch the sunrise. It's absolutely beautiful when you're on this trail and you see the sun come up. If you're curious about fine dining, that is an option that's here as well. And my family did fine dining for my daughter's birthday. So here you see there's a lot of celebration happening and there's a lot of entertainment day and night. My favorite was the aqua show that you would see at nighttime. They do so many stunts and tricks and they're super skilled. It was my personal favorite because I loved watching the joy on my daughter's faces. And it was in that moment I realized I was so happy that I booked this cruise through Costco, because not only did I get points towards my rebate check at the end of the year for booking this cruise, but it was just a lot of fun. Costco did really good by having this cruise package available, and we're really happy that we went ahead and tried it out to see if it was well worth our membership. And as you can see by the hundreds and thousands of people that are on this ship, I think everyone else was equally pleased. And as I was on this cruise, I asked around to random people how they booked their cruise, and we were one of the only ones who booked through Costco, and I asked to compare prices, and it turns out we actually got the better deal, which was really cool. And as you can see, the show is just about to end, and this is when they're doing all their big dives. This was so thrilling, so exciting, and I am so sure my daughters will never forget watching this show because it blew their minds and they were so excited. In fact, they loved it so much we actually had to go back on another night to watch it again because they could not get enough of these divers. They just did so amazingly well. I was personally scared the whole time. I kept thinking, what if something bad happens? But nothing bad happened. There was one occasion when there were some glitches with the stage and they had to pause and start the show all over again. But in the end, it all worked out because They did not disappoint. And if you're an adult looking for more entertainment, the Soul Music concert was a lot of fun. There was a live performance and dancing as well. I loved how everyone came dressed to impress and were in good spirits to just dance the night away. That is definitely my vibe. And I was really impressed that no matter where you are on the ship, you can hear what's going on at other places. So the noise control was perfect, especially for those who wanted to hit the nightclub. You can enjoy the club and then walk back to your stateroom safely. I personally also love karaoke nights. That was always a lot of fun. This couple had the best show in my opinion. He was performing a Prince song. He came with a blow-up guitar and she came with big background dancer energy. I loved it and they definitely made karaoke night so much fun. I also really enjoyed the ice rink show. It's perfect for families and it's a great opportunity to just sit down and watch a show, but also plan what you're going to do next. Again, as I said, there's something to do every single hour while you're on board. So entertainment is never an issue. There's always more to do than the time that you have. And in fact, there's at least half of the ship that I didn't get to see in the 4 days because it's just not enough time to enjoy a big cruise ship like this one. I recommend cruising for maybe 7 or 9 days. It'll give you a little bit more time to enjoy everything that's on board. But if I had to choose my top three, it would definitely be the aqua show, the karaoke nights, and also the ice rink show just because it was so incredibly entertaining. And on the last day, it's just a cruise day. We're not stopping at any ports. You're spending the entire day on the ship, so it's a good time to see what you can do. But I wanted to share a price breakdown for a family of 4. As I said, we had a 4-night cruise, and this is our sailing itinerary. We arrive in Miami, we go to Nassau, perfect day, and then we're cruising for the day. So here's a price breakdown of the charges. The lead traveler gets charged the most, and everyone else gets a smaller fee. Each day, each person has to pay an $18 gratuity fee. We also paid for a spa package as well as internet that didn't work, so that was a complete waste of $65. I should have asked for a refund on that, but it was just something that I decided to cut my losses with. So we accumulated an extra $676 in extra charges just from little things that we did on the cruise. And at least we earned $185 in a digital shop card for booking our cruise through Costco. That brought our grand total to $3,700, not including our total flight expenses. So if you're curious, our flights are actually really affordable. It was only around $1,700 for 2 adults and 2 kids. The taxes are crazy, unbelievable, but that's the price that we paid. And the all-in total we spent on this cruise was $5,400. In my opinion, it was worth every single penny, minus the internet because it didn't work the entire time we were on the ship. So if you enjoyed this Costco cruise overview, give this video a thumbs up. And if you're looking for more travel videos like this, comment cruise more and I'll make more of them.